You're listening to The Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Domashevitz.
Oh, Pax did not like that sound. Hey, bud. Go
He wants
go
to
to
make
bed.
sure you're okay.
Go to bed, Pax. Hello. Welcome to The Scrimmage. I'm Daniel Hargrove, trusty producer Andrew Gross
That's me.
over there. Welcome to The Scrimmage. Oh, hey, we're streaming.
We're streaming live.
We're streaming live, yeah, and test completed. Also, no Justin this week, as you might have noticed. So
Justin is no longer with us today.
no longer with us today, absolutely. But yeah, that's gonna be both a blessing and a curse for us because of the game that happened Friday night.
What's the blessing?
The blessing is that we don't have to hear him gloat over the
you're
Monty
right.
victory.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, we kicked him out, actually. We didn't tell him that we were going to record.
There it is. Yeah, so that'll be nice.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was a game?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know.
I think that got canceled.
Is that what happened? All the normal trappings. But first, let's get it going with the 2-minute drill.
Trigger warning. Russell Wilson is about to talk.
Let's go, hurry up! Gotta hurry. Hey, 2-minute situation, 44 seconds, hand the ball around. Gonna do it right. 3 jet Buckeye, don't worry.
The 2-minute drill starts now. Daniel, the MLB Joint Competition Committee has announced 3 rule changes will take effect in 2023. There will be a pitch timer, the shift will be banned, and the bases will be bigger. Have they fixed baseball?
No, they have not fixed baseball. I think some of these things will show some immediate results that'll make things seem better. But really, all they're doing for the shift, that is making it easier for the players who learned one way to hit, which was try and pull the ball and hit dingers. They're going to be better average hitters now because the shift was basically to get those guys out. Well, more on that later. With WSU's 17-14 win over Wisconsin, have the Cougs shifted fully from an offensive team to a defensive juggernaut, Andrew?
You know, saying anything at this point would be an overreaction. But yes, the Blues Posse is back. Daniel, the Beavs and Cougs are both 2-0. Is it the year of the little brother?
Let's go! Last second touchdown for the Beavs to get the win, or Washington State goes to Wisconsin to get the win. Both 2-0. I can't remember the last time that's happened. Yes, this is the year. Watch out, Oregon. Watch out, UW.
Oregon's terrible. They
Coming after
like
you.
hardly scored in the first week of the season.
Oh, let's see. It's my turn next, isn't it? The Mariners won last night 3-1 over the Braves. Andrew is him Swaggerty, Seattle's MVP.
No, that's
Oh,
ridiculous. He's
okay.
not Seattle's MVP. What he is a really, really valuable utility player.
Yes.
Daniel, the Seahawks open the season tomorrow on Monday Night Football against Russell Wilson and a whole pack of Broncos.
Oh, gosh.
Do the Hawks have a shot?
Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Let's ride. How many times do they have to have Russell do that over and over again?
Well,
Hey,
so here's
do
the
it
thing.
like a human.
Here's the thing.
Meet more.
That's-
Broncos country.
It's not
Let's ride.
Robot Captain, meet more. The thing isn't that they had him do it. Like, obviously, they had him do a ton of takes.
Yeah, for sure.
Whose idea was that to film and
right?
put public?
Yeah,
like,
the
that's
behind the
just-
scenes.
Oh, it's just awful.
It was. It's so funny.
Do they have a shot?
No, the Seahawks don't have a shot.
Really?
No.
Crazy things happen in week 1.
That's true.
If I'm not predicting it, but if
if
that was the only game that the Seahawks won this year, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing that happened in the NFL.
So I'll give you the
Like,
things
that's-
the things going in their favor. You have said, and everybody is expecting that the Seahawks defense is going to be better
Than last year, yeah.
than last year, right?
Hopefully.
So
Especially to start the season.
If the defense is better, and let's say good, Russell Wilson is having his first game with all of his new teammates and players and coaches and everything. Generally, those don't turn out to be as good offensively. So there's your upside if you're a Seahawks fan. The defense is supposed to be better, and Russell Wilson is playing in his first game with his new buddies.
And in addition to that, defense usually is better to start the season than offense.
Yep.
On just like as a very general blanket statement.
So maybe they do have a chance.
The slightest chance.
But also, if defense is better than offense, and then you also have Geno Smith on as your quarterback,
But I don't. No, stop it.
could we expect a game where the Broncos defense scores 3 touchdowns?
That might also not be the most ridiculous thing that happens in the NFL.
Oh, Justin's yelling at us on the stream? What's going on? Oh, okay, never mind. He's not yelling at us. He just sent us something. I assume that he was watching, but he's not.
Ah,
Gosh, come on, Justin. Get it together. He's sending us show stuff, though. So I guess
that's cool.
I guess. I don't know. All right. What do you think about this Seahawks game? Are you excited for Monday Night Football tonight? It's weird.
So
It's
I'm
weird
not
that
working.
Oh.
So I am excited to be. This will probably be. Well, no, I have 2 weeks off in a row, so I will
Nice.
have. Yeah, I will have the opportunity to watch Monday Night Football. I'm excited for that. I usually literally don't watch it,
Yeah.
or
No chance.
watch it and then go to bed. But
Or watch it in bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not really excited. Like, I'm kind of dreading it.
Feels
I feel-
weird. I don't.
So it's funny because there's a good argument that there's no way that the Seahawks can really lose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they get dominated, that's to be expected.
Yes.
If they make it close, that's exciting. If they win, that's amazing.
It's true. Yep.
But I still just don't want to see Russell Wilson playing in other colors.
Yeah, I don't like
Like,
it.
I think emotionally,
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of dreading that.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I kind of get over that. Like, and then it's like just exciting or whatever. Like, hey, look at it. But yeah,
Yep.
kind of dread, like a little bit of the pit of the stomach. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like
Feels
it.
weird.
I don't like it.
Kind of like I get this is a really weird thing to say in a sports podcast, but it's kind of the feeling that I got when I found out the Queen died,
Oh, really?
because it affected me and I was not expecting it, but it was just like, there's always been the Queen. She's been the Queen for 70 plus years, and I got this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach, like
It's definitely the end of an era.
It's just weird. Yeah, it's just like, wow, history was just made.
Yeah.
Like, big time. It was crazy. So, in a much smaller way, on the global side of things.
Justin says that Justin looks much better than usual today. Thank you.
I'm not sure who to make fun of out of that statement. Anyway,
I think he's.
It should be
letting me know
interesting.
that This should go up here.
we
There
went
we
to
go.
the Mariners game last night.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
was-
Mariners got the 3-1 win. And as we mentioned, well, we talked about if Ham Swaggerty should be the MVP of the team, which you're right, he's not. But he is the one who gave him a 1-0 lead in an absolute pitcher's battle between Fried and Kirby last
I think
night.
you'd have a very strong argument that he was the MVP of the game last night.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, either him or Kirby.
That extra. Ooh, that's yeah. Okay.
Kirby pitched really well,
It's
but
hard
you're right.
for me to think of pitchers, but you're right. You're right. Like no, I mean like I don't think of them when I'm thinking about like
Yeah.
big plays or like who made a big influence, but every pitcher has a huge influence. So.
But yeah, he what 6 innings, gave up 1 run.
Unearned.
Was it unearned?
Yes.
Oh.
Because they got to third on instead of
I'll have to look at that.
JP made.
I remember the error, but the baseball rules are weird.
You can just trust me.
Should I just trust you? Also, Albert Pujols just passed Alex Rodriguez. Hit his 697th home run. Oh wait, the Mariners game's we're already up 1-0 today too,
as is to be expected.
Oh, because Julio led off with a dinger.
Nice.
Let's go. I forgot what I was looking up. So
you were just looking up if it was an unearned run.
We'll go with
I
unearned.
believe that I read in the article about the game today that it was an unearned run because JP missed a double play opportunity, allowing him to get the runner to get to third.
Right. And even though you can never assume a double play, you can assume the first out of it.
Yeah, for real.
So that's how that happened. Yeah, that's a good point. So Kirby was awesome. The game was super fast while the starters were in. Like, it was amazing how quickly they were working. I don't know if Kirby had any walks.
I don't remember one, but I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
He doesn't
awesome game.
usually.
Yeah, that's true. And Fried was pretty much the same way. I think he might have had like a walk and a hit batter, but I mean, this is the type of team that you're going to have to be able to compete against. And I know that we say that whenever they play the Yankees or the Astros and stuff like that, but it was cool to see that in person. You know, they're facing the world champion Atlanta Braves. And while it was barely in person, because we were about 10 rows from the very top of the stadium, it still was in person.
Kirby is a 3% base on balls pitcher.
That's insane. That's insane.
I happen to have Baseball Reference up already, so for a coming up segment.
Oh, okay.
But did you want to talk about the? Did you want to talk about the
rules?
The rule
So-
changes. The 3 rule changes.
Yeah.
I like the pitch timer idea generally.
I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. I heard Marco
It's
Gonzalez
sped up.
talking about it, and he was like, I don't want, part of the cool part of the game is the drama of it, the build up in between. And he was like, and I've heard in the minor leagues, like sometimes the fans start counting down like the timer. And I'm like, that sounds awesome,
that does
Marco.
sound like drama.
That sounds great. And he's like, I just don't want an outside thing, affecting whether it's a ball or a strike. And I'm like, dude, another chance for fans to get involved with like a countdown?
Plus,
sign me up.
I like Marco.
Yeah.
But he's a crusty veteran. Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah. It doesn't make me think less of him for him to hate a new change.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't make me think the change is necessarily bad.
Exactly. Yeah. And he says himself, he was like, I think I'm a fairly quick worker as it is, so I don't think it's going to affect you. And I was like, yeah, that's the thing. Oh, sorry. I leaned back.
You're good.
That's the thing. If you're pitching normally,
it shouldn't impact you.
Like, the timer is not going to make it that fast. So I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference.
So the interesting thing to me is it is going to have an effect on steals because you're only allowed 2 disengagements, which is either a pickoff attempt or a step off.
That is definitely
per plate appearance.
That is going to be a per plate appearance?
Yes.
Not even per pitch?
Yes.
That is going to be massive.
So I'll read this here. This is from MLB. This limit is reset if a runner or runners advance during the plate appearance. So if somebody steals, then you get 2 more.
Gotcha.
And if a third pickoff attempt is made, the runner automatically advances 1 base if the pickoff attempt is not successful. So you can make a third pickoff attempt if you get it. But if you don't get it, he gets the base.
Interesting. What about a 4th? I guess no.
That couldn't happen because he'd be.
Yeah, that's very weird.
Yeah. And so there was some. I didn't copy paste the stats, but it made a small but significant difference in the minor leagues. Those rule differences. There's like 7 or 5 or somewhere in that range of percent more successful steals.
At the end of it, it's weird. It says umpires may provide extra time if warranted by special circumstances. So if, as an example, a catcher were to be thrown out on the bases to end the previous half inning and needed additional time to put on catcher's gear, the umpire will allow it. The time in between innings has never been a problem. Why are you even worrying about it?
I think
that's
okay,
all
well,
just
so
a commercial
that's a good point.
break.
So you're right, Except that there will be the new rule is that there will be a 30-second timer between batters. You're right. There's no.
Yeah. So why are they talking about between innings? Like,
I think
it's weird.
That's a good point. That it was probably a bad example.
Yeah.
I think that the point of them including that is just so that umpires have.
They don't have to
the
strictly go by it.
The freedom to be like, settle down.
Yeah.
This made sense. This wasn't a problem.
Yeah. So the timer doesn't affect me that much. Like,
right. And I
cares?
I kind of like it because I don't remember the guy's name, but the Mariners played against one of the guys that's a slow pitcher. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, what?
He stands there. Batter stands there. Batter's like, I can't even remember what decade it is. Time out. Hold on. I need to
Yeah, I think it was
over and over and over. I hated it.
I think the series against Texas, the broadcasters brought it up about the entire Texas pitching staff is just amazingly slow. And yeah, pitch time will definitely help that. So I guess there are people out there that it will affect, but I don't think it's going to like affect the overall game.
It'll make the overall game quicker.
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying like
in general.
I guess the fact that I don't even really think twice about it means I'm like, that's an okay rule.
Yeah.
The defensive shifts.
The rule is the team must have a minimum of 4 players on the infield with at least 2 infielders completely on either side of second base.
Yeah.
Those 4 infielders must be within the outer boundary of the infield when the pitcher is on the rubber. This is the one you were talking about where they have to be on the dirt. On the dirt,
which is weird because it's a normal baseball thing, like olden days baseball thing, to not be on the dirt.
Yeah,
like to be a couple steps back.
Deep, yeah.
Yeah, like that's...
Infielders
so that's the weird part.
May not switch sides. In other words, a team cannot reposition its best defender on the side of the infield the batter is more likely to hit the ball. So you can't have like your shortstop swapping sides.
I guess that's probably to go with time, but if you have a pitch timer, why do you have to make that decision?
Yeah.
So that's another.
Well, also,
that's
the
another
whole
weird
point of this
arbitrary
rule is to make it easier to hit.
That's true.
You're just making it so that you can't put the best infielder. If the infielders are not lined properly at the time of the pitch, the offense can choose an automatic ball or the result of the play. This rule does not preclude a team from positioning an outfielder in the infield or in the shallow outfield grass, but it does prohibit 4 outfielder alignments. So they can't drop an infielder out into the outfield anymore, or they will not be able to.
But they can bring an outfielder in.
They can go 2 outfielders and 5 infielders, or have like 2 outfielders in a row or that's what we call it in softball.
Interesting. Very interesting. So I guess if you wanted to, it doesn't really affect the outfielder. So if they wanted to do a shift, they could bring an outfielder from the other side of the field. The problem is players tend to hit the ball in the air the other way a lot more than they hit it on the ground the other way.
Yep.
So that's why a lot of times you'll see the infield shifted over and the outfield almost shifted the other way.
Yeah.
So weird. The thing.
So my feeling about it, I feel like this is probably going to make the game better. Short term.
In my opinion,
it's going to make there's going to be a higher batting average on balls in play.
Yep.
If you put it in play, you've got a better chance of something exciting happening. However, we've talked about this before, I think, even on the show. We've talked about it a ton with each other. Pitchers are pitching harder with more spin than they ever have before. And there is a history of responding to that by moving the mound back. It happened last in like the 30s. So it's right. Wasn't it 30s? Or,
I can't remember if it was the 30s or even before that. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. But that's happened before. And it seems like the obvious solution to start with is to move, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to make batting, you're trying to reward batting well with skill instead of just swinging for that's probably rude or probably not accurate, because there's skill involved in swinging for the fence. But you're trying to bring back balls in play instead of just home runs.
You're trying to reduce the 3 true outcomes, right? The boring part of the game is it's home runs, strikeout, walk.
Right.
That's boring because none of those have a ball in play.
And home runs, we've talked about this. The home runs get the reputation for being exciting, but the more you have, the less exciting they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Like, would you rather see a 5 home run game where those are the only hits?
No.
Or a 1 home run game with 10 hits? You want more hits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You want more exciting stuff on the base path. You want more action.
More double plays. More muffed double plays.
More throws that get away, and that's what the next rule I think could bring some more interesting stuff. But back to the shift, they're fixing the problem of hitting becoming too hard by making it so the fielders can't line up where everybody hits it, based on what they've been taught that home runs are more important than anything.
Right.
Home runs are so important that it doesn't matter if you strike out, which is weird because when you look at pitchers, the most important thing is strikeouts.
Yeah. You can give up a home run if that's all you give up and you get 9 Ks.
Yeah. So it's weird, but that's how they're being taught. And so people are like, "Oh, well, it's just not that easy to hit it the other way." Yeah, you're right. Especially when all you've been taught since you were 12, especially since youth baseball is completely broken, and you have parents who are absolute freaking morons making their kids play as much as major leaguers and teaching them to play like major leaguers, which is just try and pull dingers out of the park. Yeah, of course hitting it the other way isn't that easy because they haven't practiced it for their whole lives. But if you
in addition, they've got like 3 milliseconds less on average than ever before.
Exactly.
Like
but you know a great way to hit somebody who's hitting the ball or throwing the ball faster? By hitting it the other direction, because you have that split second more that the ball travels to hit it that way instead of pulling it that way. So that would be a great way. But nobody teaches that anymore because what's important? Hitting home runs.
Dingers. Taters.
Yeah. And so, yes, it is hard. It would take literally a generation training it back the other direction. But instead of moving the mound back, which would make it so the ball isn't traveling as fast, as we've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
I'll recap it really quick. Instead of doing that, they're making it so the fielders can't stand where they want. That way, the people who are just trying to pull home runs will now have higher batting averages because when they roll over on one and hit a ground ball to the left side of the infield or the right side of the infield, it might be a base hit, whereas before, the other teams had you positioned that way that they were like, look, this guy's only going to swing for the fence. If he rolls over on it, we'll get an out because we'll have everybody over there.
Yeah.
So instead of creating a better hitting practice, they're just making it easier
to do it
or
that way.
more successful
to do it.
to be a bad hitter.
Yeah.
So that's the frustrating part for me. Like, yes, you will see batting averages go up, but you won't see hitting get better.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point too, because you'll see the same balls in play that we have.
Yeah.
You'll just see guys not able to make the play on them instead of seeing better hitting.
Exactly.
Like hitting it like there's nothing there's a lot of cool moments in baseball. One of the most badass moments in baseball is when the really talented hitter comes up and just pokes it right where they're not.
Ty France?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also going to affect
Julio
Ty
did
France.
that last night.
Yeah,
pulled
true.
his hands in and like put
Hit
it out.
Yeah.
Out to like right middle field.
Yeah.
A super sharp, hard hit grounder that hit the wall because it was right between the fielders.
Yeah. And this is also going to affect guys like Ty France, who they're still like, oh, yeah, we're going to shift you. And he's like, sweet, I'm a really good hitter. And he pokes the ball through the other side. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't affect him directly, but all of a sudden his talent isn't as valuable because everybody who's just swinging for the fence still can poke it through the infield because there's less guys there.
Yeah. Here's a rule which I think could be interesting and it could be exciting.
The third one.
Yeah. Bigger bases. So let's see here. The bases, which traditionally have been 15 inches square, will instead be 18 inches square. Home plate is unchanged. This change will create a 4.5-inch reduction and the distance between first and second base and between second and third base. Interesting. So I didn't think about it actually getting closer. So they're not going to move the base away so that it's the same distance.
Yeah.
So also what it does is, since the base is, it's bigger and closer, steals should be easier.
Yeah.
Because you have more space to avoid the tag to, and you're getting there 4.5 inches quicker.
Yeah. And I mean, we see a lot of steals that are
like,
safer out by
that
a
much.
hair.
Yeah.
I think it will. It's ostensibly the main goal is to create safer plays by giving a little bit more room at the plate to get to the bag without running into the fielder.
Yeah.
But it seems to me like that's a huge it seems to me this should have a huge impact on steals.
Yeah, and so that will be
reducing
cool.
Slide overs.
That's true. That's a good point. So this should make stolen bases much more valuable, and that's an exciting part of the game. So I am excited about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Because steals were starting to seem less and less valuable, but now guys like Ham Swaggerty, who steals all the time, and Julio Rodriguez.
If you need third, I've got it.
Exactly. And steals are exciting. So I think this could be a fun rule change.
Yeah, especially because I have not followed baseball super closely in the past. So I'm not aware of like the historical conversations about stealing, but people this year in the media and stuff we're talking about like, do you think that they're gonna to tell Julio to stop stealing?
Yeah.
And I'm going,
stop it.
What? No, that's like the second most exciting thing he does.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And so, but that was a serious conversation because they're like, well, it's such a risk and it doesn't give you the whatever statistical advantage that it like value and stuff. And so if that can be more valuable and more successful, I am all for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know. I like having different styles of players in the game.
Yeah.
And so to me, it was becoming so much just about hitting dingers that you were seeing less of the fast players. And so I think this will bring some of those back a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting.
Hopefully. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the next part of the show?
I am.
It's Justin's favorite part of the show.
Yeah, but he's not here.
That's okay.
Serving questions up on a silver platter where the points are made up and the rules don't matter. Time for Stump Daniel.
Pax came over to help me.
Oh, good. He's been watching a lot of Mariners games, so he might be able to help you because this is an all current Mariners stats question Stump Daniel. And the way this works is I've got four questions for you. Each question is about the top 3 in some statistic on the current Mariners.
Okay. I think I'll be okay.
And you're going to get 5 guesses.
Okay.
You get a half a point for each.
You're really going full Justin on this, aren't you?
Yeah, no. I pay attention. You're going to get a half a point for each correct guess, and then you will get an opportunity to give... You will get an opportunity to get the other half point by giving the stat number. Because you're going to be guessing rank.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end, I'm going to tell you that you suck and that you are in the Beaver zone. And then you'll act excited, even though that's like the second lowest zone.
Hey. I don't like this at all.
Okay, so bear with me. Daniel, first question. Who are the top 3 position players by RWAR? That's
baseball reference.
Baseball references wins above replacement. And don't ask me how that works. Don't know. Don't care.
Okay.
It tells us which are the best.
Julio Rodriguez.
Julio is correct.
Is he number 1?
He is number 1. And what is his wins above replacement?
4.
Ooh, not 4. It's 5.1.
Holy crap.
I'll give you the point for that
That's impressive.
because you got him first. Okay, so who's number 2?
Ty France?
Ty France is not correct.
Ooh, really?
There's way too many. I'm not going to do any more reaction sounds because it's way too much to do. I'm like flipping between random. So it is not France.
Gosh.
Who is second highest on the
Eugenio Suarez.
It is
There we
Eugenio
go.
Suarez. What
There we
is
go.
his RWAR?
3.
It is not 3. It is 4.2.
Dang.
I lied. I dig this sounds too much. I'm going to make it happen. Who's number 3?
Ty France.
It is not Ty France. Is that your 4th guess? I think you get one more
That's
guess.
my 4th guess, yeah. Okay, so Cal Raleigh?
It is the Big Dumper.
Big Dumper!
And what is the Big Dumper's RWAR?
3.
It is 3.6. I'll give you that.
Nice.
So that's
Let's go.
2.5. 3. That's 3 points. 3 points.
Take it. So now's where you tell me I suck and I'm in the Beaver
Oh,
zone?
no.
Oh, there's more?
Yeah, that was the first question.
Oh, gosh.
Just for your information, France is 4th with a 2.8 RWAR, and JP is after France with a 2.2. Swaggerty is 5th.
There we go.
That's 6th. Swaggerty is 6th with a 1.9 RWAR. In position players. I cut out the pitchers because basically all of the pitching staff is ahead of Swaggerty. Okay, Daniel. Who are the top 3 relief pitchers by Ks per 9 innings pitched? Which is really the exact same as Ks per innings pitched as far as like the stat, but they didn't have that, and I didn't want to use a calculator.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Andres Munoz.
How many Ks per 9 innings?
12.
That is actually impressively close. It is 13.9.
Holy crap.
Yeah, 57 innings, 88 Ks.
That's insane.
Senior Smoke.
Senor Smoke.
Who's number 2?
I'm going to say,
Relief pitchers.
yeah, Matt Festa.
It is not Matt Festa.
Paul Sewald.
It is not Paul Sewald. That's 3 guesses. You have 2 more guesses to get 2 answers.
Matt Brash?
It is not Matt Brash. One more guess, and then I'll tell you the answers and make fun of you.
Oh.
I don't think you remember that these guys are even on the team.
Eric Swanson?
Eric Swanson is correct.
Yes! He pitched last night. And I remember telling Courtney, I told Courtney, relief pitchers are weird from year to year. Because last year when Swanson came in, I was like, oh no, Swanson's coming in. And this year I'm like, sweet, Swanson's in.
So how many Ks per inning pitch do you think that Swanson has?
10.
Not 10. 11.2.
Dang, I'm underselling all of these.
45 innings, 56 Ks.
Nice.
Yeah, you
So,
are underselling them all. I think I'm willing to chalk that up to just being a Mariners fan.
Checks out. So that was all my guesses. Who's number
that was
3?
all your guesses? The third one is Matt Festa
Okay.
with 11 strikeouts per innings pitched, just 0.2. He has same number of innings, 45 innings, and 1 less strikeout with 55 Ks.
Dang, that's crazy.
Sewald has 10.4 strikeouts per innings pitched, and Murphy has 9.6 strikeouts per innings pitched. And all of those guys are over 45 or more innings.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What's Brash? I know he doesn't. He
have
probably doesn't have
Brash
that many
here. I'm
innings.
sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
I only recorded the top 5 here.
That makes
so
sense.
you got 1 point there.
No.
Yeah. Very disappointing. Very disappointing outing by you there. Daniel, for the third question,
Okay.
who are the youngest 3 players on their current active roster? That's an active roster, so it's like the 20, however many. It's not the 40-man.
Okay, gotcha.
Because there were some players on the 40-man that I didn't know the name of, so I didn't use that.
Julio Rodriguez,
Julio is the youngest. What is his age?
21.
That's right. You get a full point.
Full point.
But no sound.
Oh,
There we go.
there it is. And then I'll go with babyface George Kirby.
No. Kirby is not one of the youngest 3 players. I'll save you a guess there. Oh, here we go. That's for the last answer.
Cal Raleigh?
Cal Raleigh is not on this list. That's 3 guesses. 2 more guesses, 2 more possible answers. Cal's actually not very young. Just putting that out there. He's like 26, I think.
That is young.
Not when we're talking about a 21-year-old Julio.
Well, yeah, but Cal's a rookie.
Yeah, that's true.
So is Kirby.
Yep. Neither of them are the youngest 3 players.
Matt Brash?
Matt Brash is not on the list of youngest 3
Are
players.
you kidding me? Who am I missing? Am I just going to punch myself after this?
Maybe. You have one more guess, and then I'll let you know. You did get one.
He feels young. Sam Haggerty?
Haggerty is not. Haggerty's actually not.
Yeah, he's older, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 28, I believe. That's off the top of my head. I don't
the
have it written
heck?
down. Whoops, no,
Who am I
sorry.
missing?
There we go. So, the youngest 3 players on the current active roster are Julio at 21 years old,
Right.
Munoz at 23 years old, and
he's
Taylor
young.
Trammell at 24 years old.
Okay, so Munoz, I feel a little stupid not guessing. I completely forgot about Trammell.
Kirby and Brash are both also 24 years old.
That's annoying.
So, for the last question, you got 1 point on that. You equaled your. You started off with a bang.
Yeah.
Oldest. Who are the oldest 3 players on the current active roster?
Okay.
Including pitchers. Just so you know.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to say Paul Sewald.
Sewald is on the list of number 3 players. He is 3rd oldest. How old is he?
35.
He is not 35.
Darn it.
He's 32. I'll tell you. That's a bit of a
He's younger. Wait. How old am
Paul
I?
Sewald is. Welcome to the club.
Yeah. No, yeah, he is younger than me. I'm 33. That's sad.
Paul Sewald.
I would be one of the oldest 3 guys on the Mariners.
Yep. You would push Sewald off.
Yep, I would. Carlos Santana?
Santana is the oldest
we
person on the Mariners' current active roster. How old is he? There you go.
34.
Not 34. He's 36.
Okay.
You have half a point. Wait, you have 2 points. You have 1 point. You have
So,
1 point. You,
at
you
least
got
I'd-
Sewald and Santana.
At least I'd be not the oldest guy on the team.
Yep. Neither would I.
Okay, let's see. I'm not guessing these people yet.
Okay,
Just working through it. Festus seems kind of older, but I don't think he is. Winker. I don't think he'd be up there yet. Frazier seems like an old man, but again, I don't think he actually is. Suarez, no. Oh, no. Mitch Haniger?
It is not Mitch Haniger.
Good. I didn't want him to be that old. He's just always hurt.
You have 2 more guesses?
Oh, you're right. For some reason, I was thinking it was my last one. Kurt Casale.
Kurt Casale is the other of the top 3. He is how old? I almost told you.
Dang it. I'm gonna say I think I just kicked your dog in the nose. He's okay.
He probably deserved it.
35.
No, he is 33.
Dang it, he's
Santana is 3 years older than
crazy.
the next closest guy. So what you got? 1.5. 1.5 points there. So I'll round out that list for you. It's Santana, Casale, Seawald, Boyd.
Boyd.
At 31 years old, and Haniger at 31 years old.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Haniger's older.
So I wonder how many players, like, are the majority of their players, easily the majority of their players are 30 and under.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not sure how many others there were over 30.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. That's a total of... Oh, it looks like you suck.
Oh, dang it.
Because the points are made up, and the rules don't matter, Daniel. Welcome to the bottom of the Beaver Zone.
I don't think I like that. I don't.
It went Husky Zone, Beaver Zone.
What?
Bobcat Zone.
What?
Cougar Zone.
I think
So you're in the Beaver Zone.
it's supposed to be my
Congratulations.
reward, not what you think is the best.
It's not supposed to be your reward.
It
It's
is.
supposed to be something that makes you feel defeated and stumped.
But
Hey,
happy about this.
Stump Daniel. Stump Daniel is brought to you by the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz.
and it sounds like it's a great time for a commercial break before we get into the next part of our show.
What are we going to do after the commercial break, Daniel?
We are going to talk about local sports, including our Oly Pen Real Estate Athlete of the Week. We'll do a local sports roundup. We'll talk about our pickem competition results, which did not go well for me. And yeah, we'll roll it out like that, I think.
Do you have a legal situation and need someone on your side? Let the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz be your advocate. If you've been the victim of medical malpractice, suffered a personal injury, or need representation with real estate law, small business law, or estate planning, let Jeff Damashevitz put his 29 years of experience to work for you. Call Jeff Damashevitz today at 360-612-3991 or visit damashevitzlaw.com. That's DAMASIEWICZLAW.com.
Welcome back to the Scrimmage. Thank you to our sponsors, the law office of Jeffrey Damashevitz and Oly Pen Real Estate. Daniel has abandoned me because he has a tiny, tiny bladder. And so I'm not actually even sure what he wants to talk about next. Let's see. It says Mariners. We've been talking a lot of Mariners. This is why I'm the producer and not a host.
Sorry, I need to stop hydrating so
No,
much before the show.
I told them that you had a tiny, tiny bladder.
I do. I think it's genetic. Not only from my dad, but my grandpa, legendarily, had a tiny, tiny bladder as well, I think.
It's a proud Hargrove trait.
Apparently. Yeah, there we go. So what should we get to first? I wasn't really reading the show sheet when I was just whipping out stuff we were going to do.
We have Mariners and Seahawks written down here. And
Yeah,
then,
but I feel like
and
we
then
already-
there's local sports after that.
We
Do
already
we have anything more to say about them?
about the Mariners and Seahawks?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, so I think we'll get right into the local sports roundup. All right, we are going to start with, let's see, Wednesday, because all fall sports are in full swing right now. So, the Elma Eagles girls scored in bunches in their season opening win On the soccer pitch, they took... Don't laugh at me right now. They won 5-0 in their opener against Adna. That is a huge win for the Eagles. And then looking down, Ocosta fell to Evergreen Lutheran 2-1. That was Wednesday on the soccer field. On Thursday, we had some odd prep football on a Thursday because Hoquiam hosted Fort Vancouver, and Hoquiam got the win. And it was their first home win in 2 seasons, which is just crazy to think about.
That's depressing.
It's really
Like, that
weird to
sucks.
think about. Yeah, but anyway, they won 49-28. They forced 4 turnovers. They were led by Jake Templer, who had 110 rushing yards. He also had a key strip and score touchdown as well on a kickoff. Looking at the games on Friday, you know what? We'll finish with a Montesano Aberdeen game. That'll lead into a broader discussion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Still not saying that one happened. Okay. Raymond took down South Bend Raymond South Bend took down Wahkiakum 55-20. For the second consecutive game, the Raymonds have impressed, this time after a 55-20 win over Wahkiakum on the road on Friday. They were led by a big night from Ty Reidinger, who rushed for 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. Athlete of the Week nominee right there, I would say. 143 yards, 3 touchdowns for the running back for Raymond South Bend. Cascade Christian knocked off Elma 55-20. It appears that Cascade Christian, after having a down year, is back to being a good program.
Oh.
And that is a bummer. Yeah, you just can't keep those Christian schools down for very long, can you? It's almost like they have an advantage or something. Moving on, PL Willapa Valley fell in a heartbreaker against Adna. Just 2 weeks into the season, PL
Didn't
Willapa
Adna play somebody else?
That was in soccer.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That was Elma in soccer. Yeah, there we go. So their PWV is now 0-2. They trailed 12-0 until quarterback Colton Fluke hit running back Blake Howard on an 18-yard scoring play to make it 12-6 with 31 seconds left in the first quarter. Then after the half, they took the lead as as Derek Fluke carried the ball 4 yards for a score. The 2-point conversion was good to give PWV the 14-12 lead, but Adna did come back and scored a last-minute touchdown. So rough start for PWV as they fell to 9-0 in their opening game and then to Adna in this one. So they have started 0-2, but their big things are expected from PWV this season. Speaking of high expectations, we were all expecting the Montesano Aberdeen game to be one for the ages. Sadly, it was not. Montesano Bulldogs pull off the 29-0 win on Friday in Montesano. And wow, Montesano, who started their season off with a loss to Black Hills, struggling a lot, comes back for the big win. And Aberdeen, which blew out Hoquiam in their opening matchup, they struggled in this one to fall 29-0. Bodie Polar, the Daily World has him for 5 catches and 143 yards and 3 touchdowns. Our broadcast had them for 4 catches, 118 yards, and 3 touchdowns because he did have a fairly long catch that was taken away by penalty. So I'm wondering if whoever did the stats missed that play came back, or if we missed a big play, which doesn't seem likely because there wasn't that many in the second half. And in the first half, he had 3 catches for 3 touchdowns for 119 yards. So I think we would have noticed, but we'll see. Either way, heck of a game by Bodie Polar because he had 3 touchdowns, also had a defensive interception. Massive game by Bodie.
Maybe they were counting that.
Maybe that's what it was. Jaden McElravy also had a great game. 12 rushes for 64 yards and a touchdown, including a 32-yard touchdown run on a quarterback sneak that kind of burst out of nowhere. And he was also 9 for 18 for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns. That is by our broadcast numbers. I think he had more on the Daily World, I think due to that extra reception that we did not have to Bodie Puller. So not sure who's right. All I know is that Bodie was a beast. And I was calling for bombs to Bodie, or Bodie bombs, the whole broadcast. But yeah, it was Aberdeen was just kind of shut down. Some bad news coming from this as well. Cale Goings was the starting quarterback for the Aberdeen Bobcats, has suffered an injury, and I've heard that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Just absolutely heartbroken.
That
for
really
that kid.
sucks.
Yeah. That's going to do it for our local sports roundup. You can cut the music, but just going to talk about that game for a little bit more before we get to the athlete of the week. Yeah, that was a bum.
That's all I have to say.
That's all you have to say about the game. It was a bummer of a game, man. I mean,
yeah.
Even coming into it impartially,
Yeah.
which I wasn't, because these pickems that we're doing have made me completely lose all partiality, because now I'm rooting for the teams that I picked.
And you're calling it with someone else who's making the picks.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Excellent.
we were expecting a good game, though. That was the main thing. We're expecting a good, exciting game.
Yeah, and we did not get one.
No, and it was such a bummer. And I mean, give credit to Monty. Their game plan was great. Their execution was great. And then Jaden McElravy and Bodie Puller really were the difference of the game with the passes that they completed with each other. Like, it was, outside of that, the first drive of the game, they marched down 3 plays, scored a touchdown. After that, Aberdeen's defense played really well, besides 2 other bombs to Bodie. Like, they really played excellent defense besides that matchup, and Bodie just kept winning. And so that was, I probably shouldn't bounce my microphone around. That was really the big difference. Offensively, though,
Justin
Aberdeen
leaves and Daniel just gets comfortable.
I know. I'm just lounging. Aberdeen couldn't do anything on offense, and that was the surprising thing, because you would expect that they'd at least be able to run the ball fairly successfully.
Like, they're bigger, right?
They're bigger. Yeah, way bigger.
Monty likes to claim that they're stronger than their size,
But this group of Aberdeen kids,
Aberdeen kids are strong.
They've put in the work in the weight room. They
There
really
are-
have.
There are some world record weightlifters on the Aberdeen starting 11.
Yes. So that was surprising me that, like, passing, whatever, Monty's fast and smart and well coached. But just in the trenches, I expected Aberdeen to be better. And it was a bummer that they weren't, that they couldn't make it a good game. And then at the end, because it was in the end of the game, Cale goes out with a knee injury, and
That sucks so much.
it's just heartbreaking. He's a senior, second game of the season, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And he is a tough kid, because he kind of got dinged up on a couple of the plays leading up to it and fought his way back on the field and then had that happen. Just absolutely brutal. So it was a bummer of a game. Coming up next, Montesano will host Columbia White Salmon. I would assume Monty will win that game. I haven't looked at Columbia White Salmon this year, but historically, they're not that great. Monty's seems to have everything figured out after their opening loss to Black Hills. I expect them to be great this season, especially with...
They better be at this point.
Exactly. So I think their defense especially, that's the thing. Their defensive line, Ian on the broadcast called them the 63 defensive line, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, they're all 6'3". It's like,
All right.
oh, I kind of like that. Yeah. Oh gosh, what are their names? It's Gabe Bodwell, Tyler Johansson, and Camden Taylor, and they're all 6'3". And none of them are like, because they play a 3-5 stack. So sometimes you'll get like the nose tackle that's like really just big dude, anchor the middle. None of them are that guy. I think Tyler Johansson plays the defensive tackle, but he plays it in a way where every now and then he will split the offensive line. And I saw this a little bit last year when he was a sophomore, because they're all juniors. That's another scary thing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's nuts.
That is awesome for Monty, though.
Yeah. he'll split the two linemen in front of him and be in the backfield. He literally had a forced fumble and fumble recovery in this game where I think Kale took the snap, and before he took his first full step backwards, Johansson was in the backfield and ripped the ball away from him.
It's not even the mesh point. He's the quarterback before the mesh point.
Before the mesh point. It was insane. So that is... Their defensive line is legit. Their defense is really, really good. So I think Monty's going to be good this year. They take on Columbia White Salmon. I'm expecting them to get the win, especially since they're hosting that game. Aberdeen hosts Centralia, and it finally will be Aberdeen's home opener. And it was funny, in the interview, Terry Jensen before the game said, last time we were displaced, we won the state title, so... maybe things will work out good for him. He's like, maybe things will work out for him. And, I mean, if you really want to go that route, Monty was also 0-2 that season, too, I think. So maybe...
subscribe?
Yeah.
I would like to subscribe to your Montesano and Aberdeen
yeah, hopefully. Anyway,
title-winning similarities newsletter.
Hopefully this is a wake-up call for whatever adjustments need to be made. And hopefully they can figure out what to do at quarterback. Because also... I believe Jacob Bowers, who went out with an injury before this season started, knee injury, which, gosh, it really sucks. I mean, football is such a fun sport, but it just breaks my heart when kids have these horrible knee injuries. So he probably would have been the backup quarterback, if not pushing for some starting reps. So now they're down to the third string quarterback, and during the game it was, what did I say? I think it was Grady Springer that came in. Athletic kid, looks like there's some talent there, so hopefully they can figure out how to work the offense best around the players they have now and really make a push towards the playoffs. But it's going to be tough because you lose your top player.
The bright spot is that they're playing Centralia for their home opener.
Yeah.
And I don't know a lot about Centralia, but they lost to Elma and then got destroyed by Battleground.
Ooh.
So...
Battleground's a big area.
True. I'm just saying, it wasn't.
Yeah.
They scored 7 against Elma and 6 against Battleground.
Yeah.
So if there's Aberdeen is supposed to be, they're supposed to be able to put up a good fight against Monty.
Yeah.
If they're at all near where they think they are, they should be able to have a get-right game against Centralia.
Yeah, this should be a good opportunity for a get-right game against Centralia. You're absolutely right there. Justin's not here, but I'm sure he won't disagree with my Oly Pen Athlete of the Week that I'm pretty much going with. It's got to be Bodie Poehler, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in the first half alone, he had 3 catches for 119 yards and 3 touchdowns and an interception.
I'm realizing that I wasn't at the game.
Yeah.
So I was listening to you broadcast it.
Yeah.
So I'm realizing that literally my only knowledge of the game is from you broadcasting it. So I probably agree with you on everything about the game.
That makes sense because all you did was hear my perspective about it.
Yes, exactly.
That's funny. Yeah. Anyway, our Oly Pen Real Estate Athlete of the Week is Bodie Poehler.
Congratulations.
Or as we like to call him, Beast Bode.
Why is it Beast Bode and not Beast Bodie?
I don't know. Justin made it up. You blame him.
Justin's wrong.
He's not very good with things like that. Yeah, that's true. Maybe we should call him Beast Bodie.
Beast Bodie.
Either way, he was getting Bodie bombs all night, and I don't know why they stopped throwing bombs to him.
Sportsmanship, probably.
Maybe that's what it was.
From Monty. I doubt it.
Either way, Montesano.
I'm joking, guys. Don't at me.
Oh, they will.
I
They
know.
were upset with our picks of the week, by the way.
Well, they can get as upset as they want. I'm always going to pick Aberdeen.
That's true. Well, you are. I won't. Maybe now I will. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, Oly Pen Real Estate Athlete of the Week is Bodie Poehler. For the radio had him for 4 catches, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a defensive interception. Daily World had him for, I think, 5 catches and 143 yards. Either way, ridiculous game for Bodie. He is our Oly Pen Real Estate Athlete of the Week. And you know what? That sounds like a great time for a commercial break.
Oh, what do we do after the commercial break?
We are going to... I love how you remind me to do segues.
Justin's not here to do them, And I have literally nothing. It's better than me going, because that's
I'm used to. I'm
that's
kinda
what you're
used
used
going,
to.
"Brah." You know, it's weird not having Justin because I've realized that I've started to use him as a crutch with some of those things. Yeah.
Well, you're not a radio guy anymore.
That's true. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's my problem today. Anyway, we're going to talk about our pick'em competition results, which did not go well for me. We don't have any poll results this week, so we might
Justin didn't make any polls.
I know, gosh, that
blah,
guy.
blah, blah, real
So we're going
life,
to talk about
blah,
our pick'em
blah, blah.
competition. I think I might make my picks. I think I'll just make my picks
Oh, live.
for next week. Yeah.
Neat. I already made them, but I'll read them. if you
Yeah,
want.
read them.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that. Coming up next, after the break.
At Oly Pen Real Estate, we have solidified our foundation on 4 core values. First, we continuously focus on growing our knowledge in the market and in our practices to bring the highest level of competency to our clients. Second, we provide a high level of integrity, compassion, and kindness in every aspect of our business. Third, we put the human element above business through humor, enthusiasm, and patience. And last but not least, we proactively respond to the needs of our clients. Our mission is to create a personal real estate experience, one person and one home at a time. With Oly Pen, it's personal.
Thank you to our sponsors, Oly Pen Real Estate and the law office of Jeffrey A. Damashevitz.
That commercial ends abruptly.
It does.
It caught my attention real quick. I was busy
Yeah.
trying to find my picks.
Yeah, I edited it, so you can blame me for that. It is time for our picks, but first let's look at our picks from last week.
Let's not.
Can you bring those up? Can you look at it? What are our picks from last week? We had Aberdeen versus Montesano.
The answer to that question is yes, and I just did eventually now. Aberdeen versus Montesano, Fort Vancouver versus Hoquiam, and Cascade Christian versus Elma.
Do you happen to know what my pick was? for
Your
those?
picks.
As I
You
don't
picked
like
Aberdeen 28-21 over Montesano.
Yeah,
A good pick. I like it.
That didn't
Hoquiam
happen.
20-19 over Fort Vancouver. That
Well-
also didn't happen.
No, but they won.
Yes, they did win.
I'll
It was a
take
good
that.
pick. And Cascade Christian. Wait, no, you picked Elma over Cascade Christian 22-14.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
That didn't happen either. Oh, okay.
So, let's see. Who did the best here? Andrew.
I
let's
did the
see,
worst. I think I. Oh wait, no, I picked Cascade Christian.
Yeah, but you lost Aberdeen and you picked Fort Vancouver.
Yeah, but the important thing is that I picked the Elma game correctly,
but
and you didn't. That's the important thing. That's the important takeaway here.
Both Rob and Ian picked Cascade Christian. So I think they're all a bunch of ties here, except for me. I think I did the worst. Yep, I did the worst. I only got one game right. You also only got one game right.
Yep,
Everybody
yep,
else
yep.
got 2 games, I believe.
To be fair to me, which is important to me,
Yeah.
I made the picks, and then I heard people talking. You guys, I think I made the picks before any of you guys made the picks. Same as
Yeah.
I did this week. And then I was hearing that apparently Fort Vancouver was terrible, and apparently Cascade Christian was terrible last year. And I did not change my picks because I was like, you know what? I'm just here to give the gut reaction of somebody who pays attention to local high school sports when they're happening.
Yes.
But that's about it.
Yep.
So that's what you got.
All right. I think Rob gets the win because he had the lock of the week be Hoquiam.
Oh yeah, and the rest
And that
of
was
us,
the
all
big-
of the rest of us were lock of the week Aberdeen, weren't we?
Yeah.
Which is,
Well,
in
no,
retrospect,
Justin went Elma, which was wrong too.
yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, I think Rob wins last week. Rob Burns, formerly of the Daily World, wins the competition for last week because he got 2 of the 3 games right, but his lock of the week was Hoquiam, which was correct. And also the biggest victory of all the teams? Oh, no, Monty 29-point victory.
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, so Rob gets the win. So this week we have Hoquiam versus LaSalle. Montesano versus Castle Rock. How do we have?
Montesano
versus
versus
Columbia White Salmon. Castle Rock versus Elma. Aberdeen versus Centralia. So
So I'll give you my picks because
Okay.
I gave them immediately,
Yes.
easily, because that's
Yep.
that's I picked LaSalle.
Okay.
Is it LaSalle or LaSalle?
LaSalle.
LaSalle.
Yeah.
I picked LaSalle, Montesano, Castle Rock, and Aberdeen. Those were my picks.
Yeah. So
And I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
go with-
know if they're good.
I'm gonna go with LaSalle.
Oh,
I know, it's hard.
against his team.
I know. I'm gonna
Not
go,
something that I would ever be caught doing.
Yeah, but why are we doing this? I don't know. Why are you making fun of me right now? I'm gonna go LaSalle 28-14. Do you have a pen so I can write these down? Because I have to make sure I text the same predictions. Can you keep track of this?
Okay, give me a second here. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready to, but I can
We
do
are
it.
prepared. Or if you just toss me a pen, then I can do it. I just want to make sure that I text the right
I'm
numbers.
going to message it
just,
to you.
to me. Okay, that works.
If,
All right,
if
you ready?
give it a second. No.
Yeah.
Currently loading.
Loading. We're loading right now. Anyway, so I'm going to go LaSalle 28-14. I'm going to go Montesano. I'm going to go Montesano 49-0. Montesano is going to be my lock. I'm going to go... This is a tough one. I'm going to go Elma. I'm going to go Castle Rock 24, Elma 21. And then I'm going to go Aberdeen 35, Centralia 7. But Montesano is my lock of the week. 49-0. Book it.
It's booked. I sent them to you.
Those are going to be
Those
my
should
picks
be in your inbox.
for this upcoming. We'll see what... well, we have a couple. I mean, you already gave your picks. I don't think Justin gave his yet, but Ian did give his picks. You want to hear Ian's picks?
Do we want to read those, or do we want to give him a chance to adjust?
To
since
adjust
Justin
them?
said he wouldn't publish them until Monday.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we should.
could just call
I feel
him
like.
out.
I feel like we should give him until Justin.
Oh,
said.
okay. All right. You're too nice. Anyway, that's all the pick'em competitions that we have. So that's for next one. I had about 1 million Monty kids and coaches and parents, and so did Justin, talking smack about how we had Aberdeen as the lock of the week. Well, I'm back on the bandwagon. They all were blaming me like it was my fault. And I'm like, look, it wasn't even that Aberdeen was good last week. It was that you guys were bad last week. So how
Yeah.
can you blame me for picking against you? Come on. Anyway, I think that's going
It
to do
was
it for our
just
show
a
today.
reloading week. Okay,
It was. I mean, they just had to figure some things out.
what money does. They
Yeah.
reload
Yeah.
in weeks.
In weeks. Before we close the show today, I did want to bring up that it is September 11th.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you're old enough, if you were alive and have memories of that day, you know exactly where you were. I know exactly where I was and what that entire day meant to me. And I have vivid memories from watching everything that happened with that. So I do want to say, yeah,
Just
I
acknowledge it.
think
Yeah.
it's something that should be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I know that a lot of people felt the need to serve after that. So I guess thank you to the servicemen and women who protect us and do a good job for our country. And, you know, we have relatives and family who are that as well. So thank you to you guys. And
happy birthday, Jared.
happy birthday to Jared. Absolutely. And what I appreciate
It was
about
his birthday yesterday.
It was.
not September 11th, which
Yeah,
would
that's
be
your-
rough.
that would be a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah, because I feel like it does need to be brought up. So I know it's ending the show on a little bit of a serious note, but that's
okay.
That's going to do it for our show today. So for our absentee co-host, Justin, no longer with us today, Damashevitz.
And our present co-host, Daniel Bathroom Break Hargrove.
That's me. Yes. And our trusty producer / co-host for the day, Andrew. Oh my gosh, the Cougs just beat Wisconsin. Gross. house. He would have been listening to the scrimmage.
Wisconsin makes terrible cheese.
Cougar Gold.
Cougar Gold.